Hello, my name is Adana Yala, and today I'll be going over my topic of benzene toxicity. So, benzene is an aromatic compound with the formula of C6H5. It is quite useful since it can bond with other atoms and create new products. But it is also a pretty serious air pollutant, which ties into that it is a known carcinogen, and inhalation is the primary route that we get it. It is sourced from petroleum, so like crude oil, and it is also found in cigarettes. Now, the purposes of benzene are that, again, it's quite useful to create new products like plastics, and it is also used in our gasoline, though not quite common anymore. And it is also useful in creation of medicines since the ring is pretty good at bonding with other atoms. So in turn it's used in research to create new stuff. But on the downside of this is that it is also pretty dangerous to us in emissions from whether it be factories or cars or the cigarettes. And that leads us to where it can pollute the air, land, or water, primarily in an air form, gaseous form, which is how we get inhalation exposure to it. And the IARC classified benzene as a carcinogen as they researched it on animals and us. And while I couldn't find an LDL 50 for us humans, there's on the other side a comparative analysis of it to testing done on animals. Now, this leads us to how dangerous benzene is. And on the short term side of it, it was found that 5 to 10 minutes of exposure to it at 19 to 20,000 parts per million was fatal. But also, as more time was added to it and the exposure amount to it was decreased, it was found that the effects of it were no longer deadly, but just some very annoying symptoms such as illness and headaches, and eventually no effect at all after 8 hours. The long-term side of it, though, leads to cases of cancer, primarily leukemia, as benzene will attack the cells in your blood and bone marrow. But, however, while benzene's in cigarette smoke, there's other cancers that could come out from the cigarette as well. Now, benzene, according to the CDC, is shown to be higher in places with more population density. And the listing of these two cities has shown to have high benzene levels, but I've looked into that they're making efforts to reduce it, so while it could be shown high levels in these high population cities, developed countries might have it less, and it's more so now that benzene could be seen in higher levels around factories where they produce these emissions. Now, The pathway for benzene after you inhale it goes first towards the liver, where it synthesizes it and creates new derivatives of benzene, which in turn lead to the damages done to the bone marrow, causing long-term damage and creating cancer eventually. And that is now the end of the slides. So thank you for listening to me talk about my toxin.